Underdog my entire life. Like, no matter what I did, I grew up like skateboarding and playing in like metal bands.
Yeah.
You know, I was never like cool in high school. Coming out of that, like my bands were always just like fighting so hard to get anything. And same with Plot. I feel like Plot has been an underdog band forever. Like this band has fought like hard for what they have, and you know, I'm a part of it now, what we have. And I feel like it's never been handed to us. And,
Yeah.
and I can say that I've seen bands get that, and I'm not saying like that out of a jealous place, but like I can say like, damn, that went pretty smooth for you, you know. But
Yeah.
like getting back to like the drums and like the relationship with the brand, like it's I've never experienced anything like it, and I tell people that all the time.
That's awesome.
Any of my friends that like are like, hey, how's your experience with SJC? That's like the first thing I say. I'm just like, it's so like genuine, and
Yeah.
like it's not like a it doesn't feel like corporate, like they're just like, how can we use you to get leverage or like
Yeah.
advertise or whatever. Of course there's going to be, we lift each other, but
Yep.
like that's what it is.
Yes.
Like how can I'm happy to know that like I can help the brand, and
Yeah.
and even if it's in a small way, because like you guys have like some really sick artists. Like I remember when I first looked at the roster, I was just like, wow, this is insane. Like
That's awesome.
some really great drummers, really great bands, but thinking like, how can I help this brand, because I believe in what you are doing. Like I like wholeheartedly. It's not just like, oh, I like the sound of the drums or I like the look of them, because I like all that, but I could say the same thing about like another brand, like there's a lot of great drums out there, but I genuinely think like SJC is the best for those reasons.
That's
It's
so
not,
cool.
Yeah, it's not just the great sounding and great looking drums. That's a plus. Like I really do think it's like the genuine, like the soul in it, because like I think that's so rare. I've never seen it before, like genuinely.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that so
Yeah.
much, dude. Because I've seen bands as well, taking it back to that a little bit, like, or even brands. Like, it's like, man, it was a little too smooth. Like, how did you get
Yeah.
there so fast and like without any hiccups? And for me, I mean, it's been 25 years of me doing SJC now,
Yeah.
25 years of just grinding it. And like,
Yeah.
I don't think I'd have it any other way though, like I am still involved in not everything, we've got an amazing team and people that are responsible for different areas of the business, but like,
For sure.
I like having my finger on the pulse with the artists and with what's going on at the factory, because I worked through all that, and like we've really hit a lot of roadblocks, and we'll continue. We're a small business, and
Yeah.
I relate it to being in a band all the time, and I wouldn't have wanted our path to be smooth like that. I'm
Yeah.
glad I hit roadblocks, and I'm sure you
Yeah.
can attest to that as well. Like,
For sure.
like even today we're talking, you're in a smaller venue, you guys have to on the fly troubleshoot, and the team has to come together,
Yeah.
and at the end of the night you're going to put on the show, and maybe things will go perfectly, maybe there'll be kinks, but you're going to high five and be like, awesome.
Yeah.
You learn from it, you build a team together, and it's a memory, and it's something that's like part of the journey.
100%.
And I think it's important, and like these videos that we do too, it's not always just about like, why do you like the drums and like why do you like SJC? It's the real stuff
Yeah.
that I hope the community listening and hopefully sharing it is like, yo, I got something from that, so that my brand or my band can then go take that next step, because that's what it's all
Yeah.
about, is sharing those resources and knowledge and experience.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I feel like I benefit way more from like a genuine connection in anything than I do with just like like here's your drums,
Yeah.
like I don't know, I feel like I can be more of like me on a drum kit that I know is like made by people who care
Yeah.
and like aren't just like too cool and aren't like, I don't know, like it's coming from a place that I share the same feeling, like
Yeah.
I play music not to be cool, or like honestly I never thought I would make money from music, You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's like the added benefit of like, I get to do this and get to pay my bills and eat. That's amazing.
Exactly. But I was never like someone who was like, man, I just want to be like in a cool band, or like I want to be recognized or whatever. I literally just like, I listened to music and it gave me something that I never had before.
Yeah.
And made me feel like a connection I had never had before.
Yeah.
Or maybe I did, through skateboarding or whatever. But music, it was funny, like it went like, for me, it was like baseball. It's like when I was a kid, like I was very good at baseball. And it was like my love. It was like my passion.
Yeah.
So I went from that to like, I picked up a skateboard and I was like, I don't want to play baseball anymore. And then I skated, like that was my life. And then eventually like I got my first drum kit, and I definitely did them both at the same time. But after a while I was like, this is what I want to do. Like, like it's just so clear. So like having like that connection, like it's like something you can't like make up.
Totally.
You can't bullshit it, or like, I don't know, like I said, like I don't care about like being cool at all. Like I literally just like playing the drums, and it's cool that I get to do it. Like
100%. Well, it's that skateboard culture. It's the like, you're skateboarding usually at a skate park, maybe with other people, probably alone.
Yeah.
It's just something you enjoy doing, and it's just like an activity, and it's something that you're connected to, and translating that to music, it's also something that you feel.
I try to like, I feel like when I'm performing, I go into a different like zone. Like it's a different like mindset. I wish that like I could properly describe. Anyone who's never done it, it's hard to describe. But like I truly like, I feel like I zone out in a way that like I have to like actually tell myself, wait a minute, like back up a little and like look around, like look at people's faces and like look at like the people in the front row who know every single word, and we're playing a set that spans like 10 years.
Crazy.
So like it's like people who like they care that much. Like it's like they love this music, and it's not just like they don't love just the single. It's like this is like one of their favorite bands, and it's like that was me 10 years ago, and it's honestly still me. Like that's another thing. Like great example is this summer I went and saw Blink-182.
Sick.
They came through Columbus, Ohio, which is crazy to me because like, thank you for doing that, Blink. And I was lucky enough to know somebody who worked on the tour. Just like a friend of mine, he used to sell merch, or he actually still sells merch for Under Oath.
Sick.
Who we toured with, and he hooked me up. I just sent him a message. I was like, hey dude, like, anything you can do, if you can get me like a ticket, like I don't care where it is, just like whatever, just I want to go to the show. I told him like, this is like my favorite band.
Heck yeah.
And he was like, yeah, let me see what I can do. And he hits me back and he's like, oh yeah, like I got you just like all access, like you can be on the floor. And I was like, okay. Like, and immediately, like, no matter what, if I was there or in the stands like way up there, I'm a little kid. I don't care what band I'm in or how many shows I've played in my life. I don't care how many people I've played in front of in my life. It doesn't matter. I'm literally like a kid again. Like at that show, like especially Blink-182, they're just like, dude. They're that band for me that like, I remember like being like, this is what I want to do. Like Travis is just like the GOAT. Dude, truly.
Same,
unbelievable.
Man.
And a couple weeks before we went to Europe.
Oh, word.
And our Europe tour, it was a headliner, and it was like sold out on pre-sale.
Crazy.
And we were doing like some of the rooms were like 2,000 tickets.
That's sick.
So it was my first time in Europe. The band's been there plenty, but it was my first time. And I was like nervous because we had also had all summer off. Like we did the Beartooth tour earlier this year, which is the longest tour ever for me. It was like 2 months. So that was like hard start to the year, and then I just chilled like the rest of spring and summer. So I was like just doing my normal thing, and then it was like, okay, time to go to Europe and play like 2,000 cap rooms that are sold out.
Crazy.
And so I was genuinely nervous, which I will say that's a good thing, because that means that I care,
Totally.
But I was like genuinely nervous and just like in my head, and like, like the imposter syndrome thing.
Dude,
Just being like, dude, are you sure that this is where you belong? Like that's kind of wild.
Yeah.
So going and seeing that Blink show, I was just like, yes, that's where I belong.
Yeah.
Like watching my favorite band like that,
Heck
just
yeah.
like
Fired you
feeling
up.
like I was just like, yes, dude, this is like what I love.
Yeah.
And like that love for it as a fan is what makes me want to like do it.
Yeah.
It's not, and like coming back to what I was saying before, it's like it's not about being cool.
Yeah.
And it's not about being like popular or like, you know, even if we were going to Europe and we only sold half the rooms.
Yeah. Still, you're in
Still.
Europe, dude. You're from Ohio. You're getting a tour.
Yeah,
Europe,
I'm
man.
from
It's
Ohio
wild.
and I'm in like Berlin.
Yeah. What's
Like,
your
it's-
favorite city in Europe?
I
From
would
that
say
trip you did.
Tilburg, Netherlands.
Cool. Yeah.
The Netherlands, that is a special place. I
Yeah.
can just like feel it. It was very like
Yeah.
just like a different way of living.
Yeah.
Everybody was just riding a bike.
So sick.
It was cool.
Yeah.
Which I've heard. I've never been to Amsterdam. I'm hoping to next time. But I've heard that it's just like the quality of life there is just like
Yeah.
way higher.
I feel like that little pocket, man, Switzerland, and just that. The Europeans, I feel like, know how to live
Yeah.
better than we do.
Which is
sometimes.
wild because it's the Netherlands. The weather was nice, but UK. I mean, I feel like
Yeah.
it's notorious for being just gray and
yeah, like today was.
yeah. I can't deal with that much.
Do you, like, when you were in Europe, did you, like, how did you power through the nervousness and like not forget the song and not get in your head and like derail?
I legitimately like don't know. 'Cause it's funny that you say that. There's times that I've experienced that as well with our own songs where I'm
Yeah.
like, you just like completely block out and like you're just like, what part comes next? Or like, is this verse 1 or 2?
Yeah.
But that usually comes from overthinking, I feel like,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
And I feel like sometimes you just have to like dumb it down and just be like, one of the most helpful things ever for me is I literally will close my eyes during the set. Most times, if you ever see me close my eyes during the set, either I'm just kind of like vibing, but most of the times it's me picturing myself playing in my garage.
oh, yeah.
Or like my parents' bedroom, or my bedroom at my parents' house. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's where I like grew up playing.
Yeah.
Where it didn't matter.
Right.
I was literally just playing my drums and playing along to like bands that I
Yeah.
loved. So I oftentimes, if I start to get too in my head on
Yeah.
stage and I start to like feel myself like anticipating parts too much, I will literally close my eyes. Hopefully it's not too intricate of a part,
Yeah.
but if it's like a groove part, just close my eyes and literally I will imagine being like anywhere else
Yeah.
at home,
That's awesome.
or like it's a lot of times I go back to my parents' house because that's where I started playing drums.
Yeah.
And it's where it was just like all just fun.
That's awesome.
Nothing serious, you know. I'm not playing in front of who knows how many people.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that helps a lot.
Well, yo,
for sure.
let's talk about your new kit. It's
Yes.
beautiful. We
Yes.
just built it. It's brand new, fresh out of the boxes still. What was the inspiration for the colors and the sizes, and how are you liking it so far?
It's amazing. It's literally like beyond my expectations, which I say that like with respect. Like I knew it was gonna be great,
Yeah.
but it's just like I was saying earlier, like when I came up with the idea and then I saw the mock-ups, I was so hyped to see the mock-ups because I'm like, when you come up with an idea and then you just see it for the first time, whether it's that or a real photo, it's just so cool. But I remember I unboxed it at my house with my wife and we were just both like, this is beautiful. Like she even said like, this is like way prettier than I expected. And I was like,
Cool.
yeah, it's just seeing it in person and like choosing that, I chose the white stain
Yeah.
rather than paint. Like seeing that, like the wood grain, like each drum is so unique and like, I just like seeing like the wood grain of a drum. And like the inspiration for that came from a kit that I started playing in the Plot U with. And it was an ebony stain, which I really loved. Like it has like the tone of the wood, you know, it's a dark stain, but it has the tone of the wood. You can see the wood grain. And it actually, like when you shine the light on it, it was like like on a dark stage, it looks black.
Yeah.
You shine a light on it, it looks like almost purple.
Yeah.
And so with this kit, my new SJC kit, I like that it's like, it's, you know, when you first look at it, it looks like a white kit, and then you like look at the detail, and it has a warm tone to it. Like you can see the wood, like the actual tone, which is really cool to me. And then like the brass, of course, is like, just
So
like
clean.
yeah, it just like looks, it looks just like I don't know, striking.
Yes.
You know, I've
Yes.
had so many compliments. Like stagehands will like see me get my kit out, and like there's like that's cool.
That's
Just
awesome.
yesterday, I remember somebody commented on the brass hardware and was like, dude, I've never seen like something look so like sharp like that. I was like, oh yeah, thanks.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I've gotten like a lot of compliments on that kit. since
Really?
then.
That's
Yeah.
the best, dude. I love that because I was always that guy like checking out drummers' gear and
Yeah.
stuff, and I always, you know, it makes us proud to be able to craft something like
Yeah.
that and take somebody's
For sure.
vision and actually make it a reality where that kind of, you know, I guess appreciation from the drummer themselves, but also people around
Yeah,
taking notice. Like that's really cool.
it's a
That's
kit that like drummers have been complimenting me on.
awesome. Yeah.
Like I remember I posted like a little clip on my story the day I got it, and all my like drummer friends were replying to my story just like, dude, that is like stunning.
That's it.
But then it's also a kit that like people have replied to me like, I don't know anything about drums, but this is like beautiful.
Cool.
You know, like this looks awesome. Like
Awesome.
yeah, so it's cool. I mean, it's a piece of art.
Yeah, it is.
It's
I
amazing.
feel like it fits your band really well too, with the
Yeah.
brass logo on the front, and it just ties it all together. But the stage plot that you guys have on
Yeah.
this tour, it just looks so clean
Mhm.
already, and I feel like the kit just complements that really
Yeah.
well, which is cool.
Yeah, especially like we have a relatively dark set.
Yeah.
And so having that light colored kit, like it just like right there in the middle, it just like pops. It like
Yeah.
it glows like in some of the lighting, it like actually glows, and it's
So
really
sick.
cool.
Heck
Yeah, I'm excited for you to see it with this light show.
Same.
There's just times where it's just like it'll focus on the kit
Yeah.
for like just the drum only play part, and it literally like it looks like the kit is like radiating like
Cool. Yeah.
light. It's so cool.
So
Yeah.
rad. Well, dude, I'm so stoked to have you in the SJC family.
Likewise.
Thanks for taking the time to chat and
Of course.
you know, supporting SJC and you know, motivating and inspiring so many kids to hopefully chase their dreams
Yeah,
as well. You know,
for
through
sure.
your career in music.
Likewise, dude.
Appreciate it.
I like I was saying earlier, like that was the first thing that I actually liked. Not the first thing I liked, but the first thing that like made me feel connected to SJC was the like care and the actual genuine connection, because that's what makes me want to play drums. That's what
Yeah.
makes other people want to play drums. Not like just being like the coolest company or the
Right.
coolest band or whatever, you know, like actually caring about people who like music
Yeah.
and maybe they're just getting started playing drums.
Yeah.
Or, you know, like a guy that's been in a couple bands who hasn't had that like success yet or whatever. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Like I feel like this company actually cares. It's very clear that you guys like care about like lifting people up, which
Yeah.
is cool. It's
Yeah.
it's so rare.
All inclusive. No
Yeah.
one's cooler than anybody else.
Yeah.
Genuinely don't care if you're the biggest band or getting your first kit. Like, we're gonna give you the time of day
For sure.
and mock up a kit, talk specs, talk shop. Like, that's just where we come from and where I come from. You know, we all had a dream and have a dream in one way or another. And you know, the fact that you know, took notice of that and appreciated it, and that's kind of what helped draw you to the company a little bit, is really cool and special
Yeah.
to me. And I really appreciate it,
Yeah.
because that, you know, your help, people seeing you play SJC, and when they get a chance to talk to you, like sharing that story and that message will hopefully instill in them like, I can do that too, because like we all can, you know.
For sure.
We all work hard, and we all got to where we are at some point somehow, usually through hard work and community.
Yeah.
You know, but it's really all about picking each other up and including everybody, and not saying you can't sit here, you're like, you're not cool
Yeah,
enough.
for
Like,
sure.
it's, to me, that's not, there are people out there like that, of course, but SJC is not that company. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you saying that.
I
man.
saw that immediately. Like
Cool.
it was very clear, and that was the first thing that like really was like, oh, like this is where I belong, you know?
Yeah.
Like
awesome.
I genuinely can say like I'm not interested in playing other drums.
That's cool.
Like I
Take note, everybody else.
Yeah, for real. And like I really mean it. Like
That's awesome.
I'd rather play for like a company that
Yeah.
like aligns with like how I feel and like the connection that I feel, and just like I don't know, the like care,
Yeah.
you know.
Totally.
It's really rare. It's
Appreciate it,
it's
man.
awesome.
Heck yeah. Well, dude,
Yes.
thank you so much again. I'm stoked to see you guys crush it, man. And Cove is excited too. He's here with me. He's been rocking out to you guys' music in the garage for the last few months. Literally the past 2 weeks, he's like, yo, Dad, plot next Wednesday. Next Wednesday.
Awesome.
I'm like, let's go, brother.
Nice.
So yeah, we're stoked, man. Thank you
Sweet.
so much
Yes,
for your
I
support and
appreciate you.
being in the SJC
Of
family.
course, dude. Always.
Cool. Check out the show.